Welcome back, Menches. This would be part two to our how to get people to respond to the call to actions that we're putting together. So we want to increase your click-through rate. And where we left off in our last episode, we got to sample surveys. So this is actually a very important tool for you if you want to learn about your consumers' habits, behaviors, mentalities. What I always encourage my clients to do is to go out and, whether it's online or in person, go out and find out as much as you need to know about your consumer. So what does that mean? I've been asked, is there like a template? Is there something like I can just get online and go out and start asking these questions? And I would say, no, this is a great opportunity for you to come up with your own questions about what you're wondering about, like what platforms, what social media platforms do you use? This would be part of my sample surveying because I want to know certain things about their habits, their behaviors, their mentalities. They could even help you determine what the search language is that you should be building your key phrase around. So this is so important. I did it when I first started my business, and I continue to do sample surveys. They're great because it takes the guesswork out of whether or not your logo, your brand, your search language, whatever it is that you're trying to figure out. This is solid stuff. This is factual stuff. So there's no guess game. Now, how many people should you be sampling? That's up to you. I was in the hundreds, but I enjoyed going out and meeting business owners, and it was a great opportunity. And I'll go into why sample surveying could also be a great sales opportunity for you. So let's get started. Like the last episode, I like to have you think about certain things. So the question that I have for you to answer is, sample surveys are not for every business and are very costly. Is that true or false? And it's false. Of course, it's false. They're not. They are for every business, and they are not very costly to do at all. All it takes is some planning. Like, what do you want to find out from that market, from that sample survey that you're going out and you're trying to learn about that primary and secondary market that we were talking about. Now, again, if this sounds foreign to you, then you need to go back to the What's in Your Marketing Toolbox, where I carefully explain to you how we define our target audience. So the answer is false, and the reason being is that there are two popular methods that you could do a sample survey with. I personally like the in-person because I get a chance to really see what's going on in the business climate, so I can understand what the hardships are, what the trends are that's going on with business owners, and so on. So online could be like doing your polls and samples through social media. Again, be careful with that, because if you feel that your social media audience is not really consisting of who your primary and secondary audiences are, then you could be getting information or misguided information from people that aren't really interested in your product or service. So be careful when you're putting together your social media for your business. It's business, right? We don't want friends, family, whatever. They're not your audience. I mean, maybe they are, but you definitely want to make sure that you are having a very dialed in audience on your social media so you can get accurate information, right? And they'll respond to your offerings. Also, in-person surveys can create a wonderful likability, credibility opportunity for you. So when you're talking to business owners or to your prospective clients, they get to know you, they get to talk to you, they get a feel for you. So you should be making sure that you're leveraging these sample surveys to where it could create a great sales opportunity. For example, when I started my web design business, I wanted to know, how could I do things better? What's out there? What's your frustrations? And what would be ideal for you to be working with, a web developer? And I mean, they told me, and I went back to them and I said, thank you so much for helping me. And now I want to help you. I want to, I want to compete for your business, but because you were so gracious in giving me insight, I want to do something nice for you. And that's a tough one to turn down. Wow, someone wants to take care of me. Someone wants to do something nice for me. So that's a great sales opportunity where you can connect with those people that you're doing those surveys with. So don't just look at it as an opportunity just to find out, some questions. Build off of that. Exercise that likability and credibility. You're on stage, so go ahead. You want to make sure that you're creating those connections that you need to with your primary and secondary audience. Okay, it's also a great way to introduce you and your business to the community and foster relationships for the future. Like I said, I circled back and I went to them and thanked them and gave them an offer to do business with me, which I in turn will take care of them, right? And it worked. It just worked beautifully well because I had the relationship. I had conversations with them, and I was nice enough to go back and personally thank them for what they did, right? That was all part of my sales tactic. So consider that when you are doing your sample survey, if you can. It's also perfect for keeping a finger on the pulse of your market before investing in something. So, you may think, I've got to, invest in, I don't know, newsprint. I think that my audience is going to be there. Well, if you did the sample survey ahead of time, you would have known that no, your audience may be really big on the phones, on mobile devices instead. So that's where we can limit the spray and pray to our marketing and know exactly where your audience exists, what resonates with them, and what is going to help you develop that key phrase focus so we can bring the right traffic over to your website or have your offerings resonate with your market. So just a quick pro tip, be yourself. Never ever approach people as a salesperson. Now, I'm telling you right now, you will walk into a business and like it happened to me, and people will be like this at first, very guarded. And I want you to promise that you will be your pleasant self and say to them, I'm not here for sales. I'm here just to learn something from you. And that is, and then just get right to the point. I'm doing a sample survey because I'm starting a business that is going to be catering to you and like businesses or like consumers. And I want to get it right. And I just wanted to ask you a question. That's all. And if you say that it's only going to take 3 minutes, I only want 3 minutes of your time. In that third minute, I want you to stop and say, thank you so much. I really appreciate those 3 minutes you gave me. And more times than not, the people will say, well, they want to finish their thought, or they are just blown away that you respected their time. So make sure that you do all those things that are going to really tighten up that relationship, hopefully that future relationship with that prospective client. It's worked so well for me in the business-to-business world. So let's see what we can create for you in the business consumer world if that's who you're servicing. Also, are surveys only beneficial when you have no clue about your market? True or false? False, of course. Because what we gain from our sample surveys is factual market data. So you will learn hot and cold spots for your marketing. You'll know when people are, your primary and target audience is hot to buy something and when they're not, or their buying habits. It totally removes the guesswork from determining what the focus of the selling points need to be. From that sample survey, you were able to determine what those hot spots were. And if you were doing it correctly, you would definitely build your marketing around what we know your market is looking for. But the reason why we don't just do this when we start a business, we're doing this throughout, is because things change, trends change, search languages change, habits change, whatever. The economy has impact on your consumer. So we need to know what's going on. And when you feel like your marketing isn't resonating with your audience, then we need to go back out into the marketing trenches and learn what's going on, okay? It gives you clear insight to, like I said, marketing trends, their wants, and their needs. And also the timing of when your product and service is most needed. So these are all very helpful things. And also when and who will be most interested in the offer that you are thinking of presenting to people. So this is great. A sample survey is a wonderful way for us to gain knowledge on our offerings. Like, if I wanted to see if this offering, before I launch it, I want to go out and I kind of want to see how it resonates with my audience, or my branding colors, or my logo. I want to make sure that my key phrase focus is spot on with a marketing language of my audience. This is what is so great about going out and having a sample survey. So, wow, that was a short episode. I even have the person behind the camera amazed that this was a short episode. I'm amazed that this was a short episode. Okay, so I hope you got something from it. Really? Kind of? It wasn't really? Okay. Anyway, I hope that you got something out of that. The importance of sample surveys is huge. Just like our Google Analytics or analytics, we can base our decisions on what we're going to do with that website based on those analytics, right? Or our social media pages. Same thing here. Our sample surveys bring it around, and this is fact. What we're learning from going out and speaking directly to your primary and secondary audience, it's just amazing information. So please go out, try it, and don't be looking for a template. You have your own questions, you have your own needs of what you have to find out about your primary and secondary audience. So go ahead, figure it out. All right, and before I conclude, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the Marketing Mensch. I will give you a shoulder tap every time there's a new episode, and you can have a direct link to me. So you can email me at darren@unetdesign.com, and I'm happy to answer any questions about an episode or just a marketing question that you have specifically about you or your business. All right? So thank you, Menches, for joining me. We've got one more episode to go, and that's going to be the call to action formula. So how do we test the waters with that stuff? All right. Take care, Menches. Thank you.